Don't self-sabotage your own life. Turn your wounds into your weapons.
So every single day when you wake up, whatever it is that you do professionally, you better make sure you're not in the back of the pack.
Don't lose your voice, hear me. Don't settle for anything less than real and authentic.
How many of you should be dead right now? You can think about one time in which you shouldn't be alive. Like, dude, I can't believe I dodged that bullet. I can't believe that car didn't hit me. I can't believe I didn't overdose on that. I can't believe that that didn't happen, because if it did, 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right, I'd be dead right now. Guys, why has God got you here? Because He is going to use you as a weapon. Everybody write this down. Turn your wounds into your weapons. You know, dude, so many of you could be great, but you can't change. You know why? Because instead of changing to be great, you're just conforming. Am I right? When you don't settle, will there be conflict? Yes or no? You bet your ass there will be. Okay? When you decide to leave everybody in your life that doesn't believe in you, there'll be conflict. Okay, right now, I want you to write this down. Audit everyone in your life, audit everything in your life. Today, you're gonna make some decisions. Who and what are we gonna get rid of? Who and what are we gonna, we're gonna audit our life. Whose fault is it? Yours. You screwed up your own life. Everybody write this down. Law number 2, don't self-sabotage your own life. Self-sabotage is what I see happening in the world right now. Now listen to me. When I tell you this today, and you write it on that piece of paper, dude, you have to own this. You have to make this a part of your life. You don't have as much time as you think you have. So if you really want to do something great, wake the fuck up. Most people are underestimating the amount of effort that it's going to take to get the life they want. Our world is in a mental depression state right now because everybody's wrapped up into fucking society. Everybody's wrapped up in conforming. Everybody's wrapped up in it. And you guys need to pull them into your environment. We're going to need to audit all your friends. We're going to need to audit the people you hang out with, places you go. I used to be a pushover. Okay, my dad's a pushover. I was a pushover when I was younger, and I learned, dude, that I used to keep my mouth shut and I'd get walked all over. You've probably been through a stage like that in your life. It wasn't a good stage for me. I didn't like it. And so one day I just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe. I'm going to call my own shots. I'm going to stop being a crowd pleaser, and I'm going to do things my way. And when I do that, everybody that walked all over me is going to hate it. But I'm finally going to become who I want to become. Your family wants you to keep you safe. Your friends want you to stay safe. Nobody wants you to change. They've all put boundaries on you. This is not about them. Okay? Matter of fact, this problem is bigger than them. This is your problem. This is something that's inside of you that is stopping you.
So every single day when you wake up, whatever it is that you do professionally, you better make sure you're not in the back of the pack. You better be as close to the front, if not up front, as possible, because every single day when the lion wakes up, it's only one thing on that lion's mind, and that is catching the gazelle that couldn't keep up. Now, this is critical. This is not just a story. This is critical because what the gazelle realizes is that the way it operates, that the way it performs, that the way it goes about its daily business is contingent upon life and death. That if that gazelle does not do what he or she is supposed to do, it will be eaten by a lion. But I love it. The story says that even if you are a lion and you have the advantage, that when the sun comes up, if you are a gazelle or a lion, you better get to running. Because if you are a lion, a gazelle is still not going to come to you and say, just eat me. I don't care how deep you are as a lion. When you wake up, nothing is going to come to you. Nobody's going to give you anything. They're still not giving stuff to ET. I still have to work. I still have to fly 20 hours to get to Australia. I still have to go to London. I still have to do free stuff in Detroit. I still have to drive. I'm a lion, and when the sun comes up, I still have to get to running. Here's the challenge though, and if that thing is internal, if nobody has to call you, if nobody has to prod you, if nobody has to reward you, if nobody has to give you anything, if you are self-motivated and self-regulated, you can have it, you can be it, you can do it.
And truthfully, like there's no Calvary coming. Like that motivation, that mojo, that internal fire, that thing that pushes you. Like if you're dependent upon everybody else to spark that for you, like I get it. I know sometimes that we can bring in a communicator, or maybe you listen to a podcast, or there's somebody in your life that you kind of can feed off of. But here's the problem with motivation. It takes motion, it takes movement. It's outside of you. You've got to find that internal fire, that internal passion, that thing that when you talk about it, there's an impulse because you want to go after it. And I don't care what it is, and it can change time and time again. I didn't know that I was going to become a communicator. I really didn't. In 2010 and 11, when I put Change the World on the wall, I just knew I wanted to try to make a difference. And then as I kept taking the next right step towards that passion of mine, it began to kind of shape and to form, and it became to crystallize. And then I began to realize that I could communicate and use the English language to articulate a message that may move somebody's heart to make a decision of change. But I didn't always know that. And for some of you, what I want you to do is throw something on a wall. Every time I see you, I say the same thing because I think we overcomplicate it. It's the power of the choice, it's the power of using the people around you and not being afraid of failing, but being afraid of not trying. Maybe your dream's big, good, go after it. Maybe you don't make it because it was way out there, but you pursued it, and maybe there was something that happened that you didn't quite get there. But I promise you this, if you shoot for a star and you're all in with your effort and your heart and your attitude and your energy and your commitment, you may not land on that star, but I can guarantee you'll land on the moon. And the truth is you're still in space. So some of you will walk through this door, and we're coming to the end of a school year. And my closest mentor, he always told me this, him and his wife, I love them so much. They say, Nathan, we end well so we can begin well. Every single one of you, you're a one of one. Some of you got to begin to throw that thing against the wall. And some of you just got to begin to believe. And no one's told you today, maybe you've been worn down, don't lose your voice, hear me. You have the ability to process, to think, to rationalize, to hear data, and to make conclusions. It's inside of you. Don't settle for anything less than real and authentic. Some of you are compromising who you are because you want to fit into a narrative. You want to fit into a group, into a crowd, into a clique of people. But when you look in the mirror, that's not who you really are. But you're afraid to make the choice and the change and to make real life choices that you know will activate the thing inside of that you're passionate about.